found out that Savage secretly had a sixth child. We will pray for somebody that we want and chase after somebody we want when it ain't really the person we need. And I never really wanted kids, y'all, but I would have had a baby for this man. Now, you have to allow people to move on with their life, set them free. You know, everybody ain't meant to be beautiful. And I'll be damned if I let somebody else's kids come into my space, try to run my household and disrespect me. I was moving forward, wanting something else, and he was trying to stay in a place. Our relationship never grew up from when we were kids. It's your big sis T Renee, and I am back today with another story. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Hey, I'm hoping that one day you find something on this platform that resonates with you and make you want to come back and subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber or returning viewer, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. I know y'all are here for a story time, and that's exactly what I'm going to give you. But before we get to that, y'all go ahead, drop down below in that comment section, leave a hey girl, hey, what's up big sis? All comments are welcome and greatly appreciated. Just make sure y'all keep them respectful. As you all have seen the title, you have an idea of what this story is going to be about. So family, let's get to that story. What's up good people? It is currently Thursday afternoon, a few days after Labor Day. I didn't really do anything Labor Day. I kind of sat in, did a little few things around the house. I recorded a story time that I have given y'all, which was part 2 of my cousin was like my friend to me. You know, she tried to sabotage my relationship. And if y'all haven't checked that story time out, please make sure y'all do so. And I also want to say welcome to my new subscribers. And I'm so grateful for those that have used the hype feature on my videos, y'all. I so appreciate y'all. I hope y'all continue to hype my videos up, even you new people, as you continue to come in and tune in with things that I post here. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers, and I'm so grateful for those that have subscribed and stayed subscribed all this time. And I hope you new people continue to come here and stay subscribed, and make sure y'all pay attention to y'all favorite YouTubers, and make sure y'all subscribe to their channel, because if you're not really engaging, they're gonna think you're a bot, and YouTube's gonna unsubscribe you. So that's what be happening a lot of times. And also, if you want to know when somebody is posting, y'all probably heard a lot, and I'm going to say it as well, make sure your post bell notifications is turned on so you'll know when they post. And y'all, like I said, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Those that show love to my channel, whether you're liking a video, comment on a video, telling me about your experiences and things like that, and you know, even giving some critiques, it's all greatly appreciated. Those that are commenting trying to be trolls and be rude, honestly, you make me feel like that I'm doing something right because you want to troll little old me. But how dare somebody say that what somebody is posting on the channel is not real, it's fake. You don't know what the hell I've gone through. Me personally, I'm a little older than most of the storytellers that are posting on YouTube, and that's just what I've collected from them telling their age. You know, I'm not in my 20s or 30s, y'all. So, you know, this is me going back 20 years, 15 years, trying to remember things that have happened in my lifetime. And your girl have lived. I've gone through things. I've gone through things that I didn't have to go through. I've gone through things that came to me, or things I've took myself through, y'all. I've had a great life. I don't really regret much of anything, you know what I'm saying? I have a few things that I wish I could do over, but that's life. Decisions I've made, the choices I've made is what make me who I am today. And I'm not gonna sit up here and argue with nobody, baby. Thank you for the engagement, baby. Continue to come back with that negativity, baby, because all it's gonna do is motivate me to keep pushing. And yes, I like to talk. I have a channel for that reason, but who don't want to monetize on their channel? People are gonna do what they gotta do to get to monetization. And I mean, you got people that are on here scamming and hustling, doing all that. That is not me. I'm being as genuine as I could possibly be. And I also want to, like I said, get back into posting weekly vlogs, daily vlogs, or just normal life things, because it allows y'all to get to know me outside of the storytelling realm. That stuff is from my past. A few of it may have been a little recent, but not much. So those that want to see that, they will engage with that content. I know y'all are here for that story. I'm going to get to that. I just want to chat with y'all a little bit because I don't really get a chance to, you know what I'm saying? And especially my new subscribers, allows them to get to know me a little bit more. Thank y'all for listening to my little Tanya talk. So let's get to that story. Okay, so tonight's story time is about somebody that I haven't really talked about in a minute. Well, I'm not gonna say I ain't talked about him in a minute. It's just that I have a whole series about him. An entire series about him, and it is Savage, y'all. I kind of mentioned that Savage had a lot of kids at some point in our lives, and I said I was gonna come and give y'all that story time. So here it is. How I found out that Savage secretly had a sixth child. Yes, y'all, this man hid the fact that he had another woman. He had a baby with another person. So let me get a little background about that. For those that are new here and, you know, have yet to get a chance to go check out the series about Savage. Savage was a guy that was in my life for a long time. You may hear me say that a lot because that is the truth. He's been in and out of my life in some capacity. He was my first real boyfriend throughout high school, whatever. And even on and off in college, you know, when we had our downs, we had our downs, we had our ups, we had our ups. Even in our adult life, we rekindled things and hung out and did this and that. We've had situations where, you know, I was around him and his new little girlfriends and stuff like that. I was just somebody that was always in his life. We was like friends above anything, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, you know, I may have been a fool in some situations trying to stick around with him because he was just somebody that I truly care a lot about. I love, and at the end of the day, whatever we went through, we always came back and picked up where we left off like nothing ever happened. But at some points in life, you have to allow people to move on with their life, set them free, no matter how much it may hurt you or them, so y'all can grow and receive the blessings that you all may be blocking from one another. So that's kind of how that was with him. But in this story, we was at a space where we was cool, we was hanging out, doing a whole lot, kind of like rekindling things again. He would tell me so many things. He would just be honest about a lot of the stuff that he did. I'm not saying he told me everything, but he would tell me a lot of stuff. Like how him and his last baby mama that I knew about, the one he had his daughter with, he used to lie like he wasn't staying with her. I knew he stayed with her. And I ain't gonna lie, Savage was a little trifling when it came to him getting his own space. If he could stay with that girl, he stayed with her. And I felt like he really stayed with her because she was the woman, the only one that allowed him to bring all of his kids over there. And not just his 5 kids, you know, well, he had 5 because he was staying with the girl. The 4 other kids he had with 4 different baby mamas. Like, at this point, he got 5 kids with 5 different baby mamas. Yes. And ain't neither one of them ever put him on child support. He's a lucky bastard. Like, so they let you know he take care of them when he need to take care of them, I guess. Because they never put him on child support. And no, they don't, I don't really think he messes off with any of them. Honestly, all of them are older than him. I'm the only one that's his age. Everybody else, older than him. He's just that guy. He was pulling old bitches. And matter of fact, I'm a year older than him. I think maybe a year or 2 older than him. So everybody is older than him except he had some girls younger. Point was he dated older women. He was pulling them like that. And so a couple of them are married and got their own thing going. And they just co-parent when they need to co-parent. He not only had his 5 kids at this house, he had one of his siblings 2 kids as well because one of his siblings passed away some years ago. And I think the father of the kids did as well. They had some serious stuff going on, which, you know, that's not my story to tell. I'm not going to get into that. But yes, so he got all of these kids at the house with this one girl. So I feel like she put up with a lot of this stuff, dealt with it, because she seriously wanted a man at the house. She ain't the, y'all, and I'm not saying this to try to talk about this woman, but y'all, no, not cute at all. If you in my membership, I definitely would give y'all a photo of this girl. Y'all, you know, everybody ain't meant to be beautiful. It is what it is, but I'm sure she has a great heart. She has to have a great heart. I would never deny that from that woman. Got to. So, hey, be my guest, baby. I don't need a man around that bad. And I'm definitely not trying to have somebody else's kids disrespecting me in my home, because they definitely do that a lot too. You know, he would tell me all this stuff. I'm not going to do that. I don't even have any children, and I'll be damned if I let somebody else's kids come into my space, try to run my household and disrespect me. Like I said, we back kicking it, even though I know that he would go back there and be with her with the kids and all that. I don't even think they wasn't really in a relationship. They were just fucking cohabitating, basically. Because even she was like, no, we're not together. anybody he really dealt with, they knew who I was or whatever. Most of them anyway. So it don't really matter. The point was, it was cool, was kicking it. I was around when he was dating other women outside of him and that girl. Yes, y'all, it was all that. He had all of that going on. He was dating other women, staying with this woman. All of that going on, you know, and here I am, the loyal friend, knowing that he got all this going on, and we still hanging out and kicking it how we kick it, because that's just what it was. I didn't care about none of that shit that he had going on over there. You know what I'm saying? My time is my time. I knew you before you knew all of them. Before, you know what I'm saying? I knew you first, goddammit. But it wasn't no, you supposed to be my man type shit. I mean, in hindsight, he should have been my kid's father, you know, if we would have went that route. But that ain't the route that was meant for us in life, you know, because it would have happened. If he was really sitting back thinking about me when I was away at school and worried about me, things would be totally different. You know what I'm saying? Those would be my kids, possibly. But yeah, it wasn't meant for that to happen. And he tried so many years to get me, I'm not lying, every time that we fucked off, he was trying to get me pregnant. Like, I didn't care. And it was a point where I almost felt like I should have gave him a kid. Like, I almost felt like I owed him that or something. I don't know, like, and I never really wanted kids, y'all, but I would have had a baby for this man. That's how crazy I was for him. I would have given him that child. And honestly, he didn't even need to be there for real. Like, at the time, I'm not gonna lie, that's probably, I feel like the only time that I seriously wanted a kid is when I was trying to get pregnant with his. You know? Crazy as hell, right? But any other time, men would try to knock me up, and I would be so mad at them, but allow him to come into a space, and he the one with all the goddamn kids. Girl, y'all delusional crazy as hell. Ain't no way, baby. Like, what the hell is wrong with you, girl? But y'all, that was me. That was me, stupid as hell. But anyway, like I said, you know, things going good. Even though he got all that drama over there, he would come to me, and things would be mellow. So I guess I was the piece that he needed in all his crazy and storm. And I know that sounds so crazy, like neither one of y'all winning. But it really was like that, though, because I am not a confrontational person. I don't want to argue. I don't want to fight. When he used to do that, I would not talk to him. I would not be around him. You go back, regroup, you know, calm your ass down, and then you come back around me. I'm not gonna do this with you. And I would literally tell him, like, and he would get, and I felt like he would get so mad when I would not chase him and beg him to come back and stay. Bye, nigga. I don't care. Go do what you do over there. And you come back around him, you got some goddamn sense. Because you too goddamn old to not be able to take criticism when somebody just telling you how they feel or things that you need to change. If I'm telling you this, it's because it's really truthful. He's one of those guys where you cannot argue. I don't even say argue. I meant to say he's one of those guys where you could not give constructive criticism or talk about your feelings without him feeling like you're trying to attack him or fight him or argue. And even like I said, when he supposedly was trying to have this little poly relationship going with me and one of his little young girls, it was him starting the arguments, and she would think it was me, but it was him, y'all. And he had the women brainwashed, because ain't no way I'm gonna let a man manipulate me into bringing his old girlfriend from high school around. You know, I wasn't just the old girlfriend. I mean, I was always present day in his life, you know what I'm saying? But I had no ties with this man. And you was okay with me being around, you know what I'm saying? She even got to a space where she was trying to be my friend for real. Be with me for real. Y'all, it's crazy. But anyway, it's just like that sometimes. I kind of have an effect on people. But anyway, like I said, he comes over one day after he done cooled off. I think we went around each other for a month. No, matter of fact, it had been about 3 months, y'all. And supposedly he and his baby mama, number 5. I'm gonna call her baby mama number 5. I think I gave her a name on another story time, but I can't remember. It don't really matter at this point. But baby mama number 5, the fool, call her the fool. We're gonna call her the fool, baby, because you a damn fool for that fool. He would come back. He came back. Like I said, it had been about 3 or 4 months. I hadn't really been around him. He probably was reaching out, but I wasn't talking to him. I was ignoring him because I just got into a space where I'm losing the feelings I have for him. I'm losing the sexual attraction that I have for him. I didn't want to have sex with him. I didn't want him to kiss me. I didn't want him to touch me, because I started thinking about all the things that he would do with me that he would be doing with these people, these other women. Like, that stuff started playing in my mind. Even though it played in my mind a long time ago, it really did, because I'm like, you're with this woman. You ain't laying up in there and you ain't sleeping with her. At some point in time, y'all gonna have to do something. You ain't getting up, leaving the house and coming over here to me when you get horny. That ain't always happening. You know, I knew that, but I didn't really care at some point. But then, you know, I got into a space where I'm like, I just want more. I deserve more. This is not it. I feel like I'm gonna allow him to block my blessings, because I'm not trying to really date these other people. I'm not trying to spend time with these other people. Like, I was looking for certain qualities that he had in other people. And, you know, qualities that somebody else that I've dealt with had in certain people. Like, you know how you just got these guys that you've dealt with in your life, and you want to combine all the great characteristics and quality of them in one person? You got one person that may trump everybody, so you need all of that good to be in this one person. It just don't happen like that. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times we will pray for somebody that we want and chase after somebody we want when it ain't really the person we need. And the person that we need and supposed to be in our life is the total opposite of what we're used to. You know, you have to learn it. I had to learn it, but I'm in a space now where, girl, I can care less about any of that. I'm not seeking. I'm not looking, baby. I'm just trying to live my life. I don't mind companionship. And if somebody comes around and they want to travel and do things that I like to do, then that's fine. I want to be around a like-minded individual. You know, somebody that's into the things that I'm into in these days. I'm not trying to do the most, work too goddamn hard, and just be out here in these streets doing stupid shit and not really trying to build and grow, you know, and have a better life. Like, I don't want to sit up and have a whole bunch of goddamn kids and work till my back can't move. You know, hell no. So, you know, a lot of these people are not on that. They want to just work, lay up, have kids, go out to eat, do the same simple ass shit. That is not where Tanya is in her life. I don't ever see me being like that. I have been like that, but no. Baby, no. I'm not in my 20s and 30s anymore. That ain't what I want. But anyway, so yeah, you know, and I got to a space like that. It's like he was stagnant and I was moving on to something else. You know, I was moving forward, wanting something else, and he was trying to stay in the place that we were in. I honestly feel like our relationship never grew up from when we were kids or teenagers. You know, I still to this day feel like our relationship never grew up. And it's like he's in a space where he's not going to allow that to happen. It may be now because he probably really gets it now. You know, I'm proud of the things that he's doing in present day. He's finally stepping up to do something better for him. It's nothing wrong with being an entrepreneur, but at some point, you got to hustle a little bit harder to do something else if something else is not working out. You know, not everybody can do certain things, you know. It is what it is. But I know I'm so off, y'all, but I just have to talk about it. But it just kind of ties into why we're not connected like we once were, and how I was trying to pull away from him. But I always was allowing him back into my space, even though I knew that he was blocking blessings for me. You do things until it comes to a point where you're like, you know what, it has to be done. It has to be done. So it got like that. But anyway, he eventually found his way back around me. I say 3 or 4 months later, and he's telling me all about his little polyamorous relationship, and things was going good. He was with the baby mama number 5, or fool as I called her, and one of her homegirls. You know, she found a girl, and they was all in this little situationship, like, you know, he was trying to do with me. And what I call that girl? Did I call her? What I call that girl? The little young chick he was with. I might have called her. I can't remember what I called her. I don't want to say nothing too close to her name. So maybe I'll put it on the screen if I go back and look at some stories and see whatever the name was, and I just put it on the screen. I don't want to say it was something too close to her name because I almost did. But yeah, he was trying to do all that, and he did do all that with them. They was cool with that. I guess some women don't mind if they got a piece of a man that's good for them, and especially if you were of a certain age. And like I said, a lot of the women he dated were older, and she's older than me. She pushing 50. So I guess she cool, whatever. She got all his kids there. She happy with being around his family, doing this and that. They probably love her because she's raising his children. It is what it is. She's probably a good person. Like I said, I would not not give her that. You know what I'm saying? She's a good person, whatever. But you still a damn fool too. Anyway, like I said, so he comes, he's telling me all this shit, and I'm thinking things are cool or whatever. You know, we just hanging out. We ain't really messing off or nothing like that, but we hanging, we kicking it. And then he breaks down and he tells me, oh yeah, I skipped something, y'all. So I told y'all I don't have my Facebook. Like, I have it deactivated. I'm not like, I do have it. I have it deactivated. But sometimes I would log on for certain reasons. Like, my folks will have something. They'll post pictures of things. And so I get on there. Like, we have a birthday or something. I'll get on there. I'll look on there. You know, look at the comments and see what people post. I just get on there and lurk a little bit. And then his name, he pops up across my feed. And I go to his page or whatever. And fool, baby mama 5 is talking about something, baby. She's talking about, you know how women just be having these subliminal ass messages on there, feeling betrayed and just being this, that. Like, baby. And I see a new baby posted on the page or whatever. I'm like, okay. I ain't thinking too much about it, but then it started kind of worrying me a little bit, like, baby, damn, that baby look just like Savage. But you know, kids look like other people and it ain't nothing to do with them. So I didn't, I wanted to say something, but I didn't want to say nothing because I was supposed to really be on Facebook for real. I be trying to be incognito when I'm on there. But it is times where somebody been saying some shit to piss me off and I get on there and go in on their ass like, damn, I done exposed myself. I wasn't supposed to be on her. Or somebody that's seen that I'm on there. I don't know. It's like they know, like, that's why you have to make sure you got that feature turned off that you online. They be like, what's up, teen girl? Where you been? I ain't seen you in a long time. They messaging me on Messenger. I'm like, shit, get the fuck out of here. I'll talk a little bit and then I'll log off because I don't want to come out too goddamn rude. I'll talk a little bit, make sure I end the conversation on a good note and get the fuck there and deactivate. About deactivating. But anyway, so yeah, like I said, and at this point he didn't come around me. And I saw this as he was around me. So he honestly had a lot of time to tell me what I found out. So yes, y'all, I didn't say too much to him, but he comes up and say, yeah, somebody's trying to say I got a baby. That ain't my baby, blah, 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 blah. I said, so, Savage, you got a baby? Man, nah, I don't think this is my baby boy, man. We're going to get a DNA test XYZ. I said, Savage, be for real, you got a baby? Man, that ain't my baby. I don't think this is my baby, whatever. I said, so is this the girl that you was messing around with baby mama number 5? Yeah, that's her, whatever. I said, so you was in user protection with her and her? Man, you know how I get down. I was like, yeah, that's the problem. I know how you get down, and that's why I can't fuck you like that, because you out here raw dogging people. I understand you've done things when we was a little younger doing XYZ, but now you cannot be doing it, especially if you trying to come around me, somebody that do not have sex on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? I was celibate for a minute, for damn near a year. And then, like I said, he was coming around. We weren't having sex, so that's why I feel like he was so mad at me and we was always into it, because we was not having sex for damn near a year. And he was just around hanging out. Like, we was in a space where we can do that, but I really feel like he was getting mad because it wasn't happening, because that's something he enjoyed doing with me. It's just what it is. You know, he would voice that. He would voice that to other people, other women. the little young girl that he tried to have a polyamorous relationship with me. He would voice that to her, y'all. That shit would make her so mad. It would be funny as hell to me, because I really was trying to run that bitch off. Y'all know that story. I mean, if you don't know that story, y'all, I'm going to try my best to find that thumbnail and post it. Because she's definitely in that series about Savage. Just check out the series. She's definitely there somewhere. Like I said, I'm trying to find her name and post it somewhere. But anyway, so yeah, damn, I forgot what the hell I was talking about. Oh, about him and the baby or whatever. So he's basically lying to my face, because in my heart and my mind, and like, I'm somebody that usually has great discernment about things, and that baby just look too much like him. All his kids look alike, even if they'll look my skin tone, because Savage is light skin, y'all. He's light. He's a red bottom. I know that sounds so gay. That sounds so homo. He's light skin, y'all. Yes. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, I will give y'all that little tea. He's light skinned. His kids of different shades. The oldest boy that I've met Because I knew his mama. I used to work with the oldest boy mama. So, you know, I know exactly what, I mean, I know what all the kids look like, but this is one I've been around. You know what I'm saying? His mama was crazy, and she was batshit crazy. She dated one of my homeboys, you know. But, but anyway, you got my skin complexion. The rest of them are a little lighter. You know, the rest of them are his skin tone. But this one, the oldest one, he's like me, his mama's skin complexion, whatever. So, you know, like I said, and that's what the little baby that I recently saw on his page, skin complexion. Well, not his page, but baby mama number 5 page. Yeah, she posts everything on her damn page. That little baby looked like Savage, and he has my skin complexion. And so, I'm like, Savage, be for real with me. You be honest with me about most things. Is that your baby? Y'all, he denied that shit for a month or so. And then he comes back, man, you know what? I gotta tell you something, T. I gotta tell you something. That baby that I talked about, that's my baby. I said, so what happened? Why y'all all stopped? Because he did mention that, you know, the situationship wasn't working out or whatever. It ain't gonna work out, XYZ. Because I'm like, why? What happened? Why did y'all? I said, what happened with the polyamorous relationship? What's the problem? Why ain't it working out? Well, you know, I started having feelings for her, shit like this. So, you know, that's how I ended up raw dogging her when me and her would get together outside of what we had going on. And that's how she got pregnant. I said, you was a dumbass dude. I said, you be so damn reckless. You so reckless. Like, dude, you swore up and down that you didn't want any more kids. You was like, I'm not having no more. I'm not having no more. I'm not having no more. And here you go, raw dogging some girl that you don't really know for real. You just know her because this is something your baby mama brought you into. And I get, you know, if you're going to be in a relationship with people, then y'all may not use protection. You know, I get that. But dude, for real, you should have went and got a damn vasectomy. But you know, he's a young guy. He probably don't want that. And honestly, if it's not for any other medical purposes, you probably shouldn't do that. You know, but that might fertile as hell. And you swore you didn't want no more kids, so that should have been an option for you. But the fact that you lied to my face after I asked you, and y'all, I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of salty. And it wasn't because he lied to me. It was the fact that he done had another family kid with somebody else. So I'm like, damn, something is wrong with me. Because what the hell? Like, I couldn't get pregnant by you when we was trying for real. But honestly, it's just all in God's timing. He's not the person I'm supposed to have kids with, because I always say, I don't want to be no baby mama. I don't want to be no baby mama. I'm not strong enough for that type of shit. I don't want to be no baby mama. I don't want this, that. I'm not strong. So it never happened. But yes, y'all, I know it took so long to get to the plot. I mean, but it's basically in the top. Like, you knew at some point we was going to get here. But yes, y'all, the man lied to me for so long about him having a 6th child. Like, dude, for real? You could have been honest with me. It's not, I mean, yeah, I'm going to be salty. You know, I was, for real. But it's not going to make me love you less. You know, it's the fact that you couldn't be real. And yeah, and also because you had another baby. Yeah, I ain't going to lie. But y'all, I'm not going to drag it out. I say that because it's true. I don't like to drag everything out. I can throw in some more little stuff like that. Somebody told me, girl, somebody said I make my stories too long. Then somebody told me you need to make them a little long. What is it? Y'all going to have to take what I give y'all. I'm not going to sit here and talk for 45 goddamn minutes to an hour about some stuff that has happened a long time ago that I barely remember. You know, I'm going to stop it right here. I hope y'all stayed for the duration. I hope y'all enjoyed this crazy situationship that I had with Savage. Yes. I stuck around like a damn fool, you know, because I cared about him. I wasn't trying to make him my man just completely. I wanted him, but I didn't want him. Like, he was my man, but he wasn't my man type shit. Like, I didn't want him to be with other women, but I wanted him to be with me, but I didn't want him to be with me type shit. That's how that was with us. Just confused and delusional as hell. But anyway, y'all, like I said, I'm going to stop it right here. Y'all drop down below in that comment section. Let's chat, talk about whatever, but keep it respectful. Make sure your post bell notifications are turned on. Y'all continue to hype up my video. That's a new feature. I don't know if I mentioned to y'all earlier. That's a new feature they have on here. They're trying to test something out or whatever. What I like about it is that it has helped me, especially y'all it has helped me. For those of y'all that has been hyping my video, I love y'all. Thank y'all. Continue to do that on my videos, because it's pushing your girl and other algorithms that didn't even know I existed, and I have gained followers from it. So y'all continue to do that. Continue to help your girl to grow. I'm almost 1,000 subs. I've been on this platform for 5 years, y'all. I've been consistent in one while because I was posting different kinds of things, and it was, you know, getting traction. Then I stopped a little minute, got a little discouraged, had other things going on, but I'm back, y'all. And y'all get your girl some 1,000 subs, because that's gonna motivate me to want to post more, give y'all more than one video a week. Definitely that. That's what I want to do for y'all once I get to that point, because I have a larger audience, and then that means I have other people that's coming in that wants to see other things, because I feel like that's what it's doing. It's pushing me out to other genres of channels on YouTube. And so you got people that love a story time. You got people that love a travel vlog. You got people that love a lifestyle vlog, or whatever it is. Whether I'm teaching some, preaching some stuff, that you got people that like that. People that like some type of person that has gone through some things, have gotten through those storms and situations. I may be a little motivational for some people, you know. I like that. But anyway, y'all, thank y'all so much for tuning in, and I'll see y'all in my next video.